Good evening. You're watching another episode of News Night, and we will talk about the biggest story of the day. This story is creating waves and not the right kind of attention that Arvind Kejriwal had hoped he would get with this. Arvind Kejriwal today proposed a unilateral move where he said that public transport, including metro travel and bus travel for women in the national capital, would be made free. Now, this is a big announcement to make for any politician, and Arvind Kejriwal did so today. However, it very quickly got some flack for it because people started coming out, and especially the BJP and political rivals and activists, primarily women, saying this is a naked attempt at buying votes. This is a bribe for votes, keeping a firm eye on the upcoming Delhi elections. In fact, we spoke to certain women who travel in public transport across Delhi, and even some of them were not okay with it, suggesting that women in this national capital of the country don't really need doles or freebies. They need dignity and security. Now, is Arvind Kejriwal doing this with a firm eye on the polls, or does it actually have a semblance of logic behind it? We'll try and discuss that with our guests tonight. Charu Pragya joins us, BJP spokesperson, along with MC Abbas. He's a political analyst out of Bangalore. We'll be joined by Vandana Kohli as well. She's a documentary filmmaker, but she'll join us in just a bit. Before we get to any of that, we'll take a look at some reactions we got today throughout the day on this story. Take a look at these.
I'm all for gender justice and equality and all that, but I feel that there are better ways to show that than just give metro for free.
Just on this free women ride tickets, I don't think so. Had he done anything better for the Delhi women in terms of security and safety, that would be much more appreciated.
I don't think so. It will happen. Even it should not be. So if they are traveling, if they are earning, then means there should not be a discrimination like this.
उसकी maintenance कौन भरेगा उससे ये पूछना. Just ask the CM who will bear the bearing cost of maintenance, cost everything, the salaries, staff, everything. So I don't think they should give us the free transport.
जी ये बहुत अच्छा थॉट है बिकॉज अभी इतनी गर्मी है दिल्ली में क्योंकि मेट्रो से हम लोग तो ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं जो हम यंगस्टर्स हैं जो और लेडीज हैं उनके लिए जो अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकती मेट्रो भी उनके लिए तो एटलीस्ट फ्री हो जाना चाहिए कुछ एक लाइन तय करनी चाहिए जिसके लिए तय हो जाना चाहिए कि मेट्रो का किराया माफ हो जाए कहना है कि टोटली सारी महिलाओं के लिए माफ हो जाए देखिए बहुत अच्छा थॉट है और ये बहुत अच्छा स्टेप है गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से बिकॉज इतनी रिस्पेक्ट अगर हमें मिल रही है सरकार की तरफ से तो ये हमारे लिए बहुत प्राउड मोमेंट है.
So mixed reactions there from primarily women we spoke to across the national capital today. Charu Pragya, let me start with you right now if I could. There is of course the economic argument that it's not fiscally feasible since the metro is not really equipped to sustain the kind of load it will take on after, if at all, it's made absolutely free. I don't know if Charu can hear me right now. Charu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, great, great. So, good evening,
yeah.
Good evening. Yeah. Now, my question still is this. The Aam Aadmi Party the whole day has been saying that this is not being done with an eye on votes. This is something that they take or they believe could be beneficial to a lot of women who can save all of this money that they spend on either metro fares or bus fares, and it will also help empower them. Now, how do you stand vis-a-vis that argument that the Aam Aadmi Party today has been talking about?
The Aam Aadmi Party has forgotten all about women empowerment and women's security for the last 4 years. They have woken up now because I think 2019 election results has shaken up Kejriwal ji and he has understood that he is not winning Delhi Vidhan Sabha elections. My question to Kejriwal ji is this. You say that you have saved a lot of taxpayers' money today. So why don't you make metro travel cheaper for everyone all around? Why don't you do that? My second question to you is, when you talk about security for women, is it the same as safe travel and free travel? So he needs to make the distinction between safe and free. Getting a free ticket does not mean a safe travel anywhere.
But there's no guarantee. I agree with you.
The third thing I want to ask him is, he made promises about women's security pertaining to women marshals. He spoke about CCTV cameras. Sir, where is all this? That should be what your focus is when you talk of security. My fifth question to him is, when you talk of making travel cheaper and more accessible for everyone, the world over, the norm is it's a subsidized travel rate for all the citizens, and more so for senior citizens and for students. Why are you dividing the city on the basis of gender? Is this all you know, divisive politics? This is going to cost Delhi government 1200 crore per year. 1200 crore per year if he makes the travel for women free on DTC buses and on metros. How are you planning to make up for this money?
You have made valid points. I want to go quickly across to MC Abbas. Now, a couple of points that Charu Pragya raised. No, hold on.
Madam.
No, hold on.
Athar, I can't hear you. Can I come in, please?
No, 1 second. Hold on. We will try and make sure that you hear
Athar,
me.
I can't hear you.
Well, we have to make sure you hear me because you have to go through me to get to Charu Pragya. Let's try and rectify that, okay? Let's try and rectify that in a bit. But Charu Pragya, since we have some technical issues with MC Abbas, till he can hear me, let me ask you, playing devil's advocate here.
Sure.
One of the arguments today that was in fact put forth by the Aam Aadmi Party is that it's not necessarily going to be absolutely safe for women unless and until they reclaim public spaces. And even if they're not safe completely, they'll start by feeling safe. There's safety in numbers. That was one of the arguments there, and they believed this is the first step towards it. Those women who live in parts like Burari, in parts like Loni and other parts of Delhi, who might not be well off, might not be earning that much, can save a lot of money which can go into their household savings as well. That's one of the arguments put forth as well. So primarily, if you look at it from a political perspective as well, they also feel that the lower middle class or that strata of society, which essentially some people feel is the vote bank for the Aam Aadmi Party, that's the target here.
Athar, you know, Rahul Gandhi ji made the mistake of attempting to buy the voters of India. He came out with the scheme of Nyay. He said 72,000 will be given to you free. You sit at home and this money comes to you. So if it comes to buying a vote bank, the example of Rahul Gandhi ji should be enough to deter Arvind Kejriwal ji. Definitely. The people of Delhi do not want freebies. The people of Delhi want security and dignity.
Fair enough.
Talk about providing that.
I think MC Abbas can hear us now. MC, I don't know if you heard Charu Pragya's points. Many of them are very valid points. The math doesn't add up. Who will pay for all of this? This is going to cost the Delhi government 700 to 800 crore per year. Does the Delhi government have the money?
Yes. So coming to, I couldn't hear much, Athar, but whatever little that I heard, I'd like to counter that. Firstly, Charu Pragya, madam, respected madam, you've been very well privileged, so you don't have to go with it. You can avoid the subsidy. This is for those women who really want to. I'll tell you, where does crimes against women happen? Where are the most number of rapes happen? When a woman travels by a private cab or some other form of transport. Whereas in a metro or a bus, the case is different. And this applies to those who belong to the lower class or the lower middle class. They are prevalent. This should be a celebration of sorts among women. And also, as a matter of fact, let me bring this precise case study and tell you that it does not cost 1,200 crore, ma'am. It costs only a 700 crore to a 800 crore.
But does the Delhi government have that? MC Abbas, my question is, even if it costs 700 to 800 crores, does the Delhi government have that money? Where is it going to come from?
Athar,
let me ask you a couple of questions. I'll come to you.
Delhi government.
I'll come to you.
Let me finish.
Yes, Abbas.
Charu, I heard you. I heard you, Charu. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. Please be patient.
He heard me out. I'm patiently waiting for you to finish.
Wait, please. Let me finish. Let me finish. Thank you very much. Thank you. Greatness of you. Thank you. So precisely the point here, Delhi government comes under the 4 states which are running in profits. This is a state government which is in profits, and therefore the 700 to 800 crore could be implemented. Of course, it is in the nascent stage now. And this, if you go out and ask the women who very much cannot afford public transport, who cannot afford the private transport, say an Ola, Uber or a taxi or otherwise, this comes prevalent to them.
Okay.
To them, this would be very cost effective.
Now, give me a second. Yes, I'll come to you. Hold on. Now, Abbas, here are 2 points I would like to make before I let Charu Pragya answer your question. Many people have argued today, MC Abbas, that metro fares are generally low as it is, as are bus fares, but that's something that many people claim they are. There could be people, women in this in the national capital, who might still feel the fares are not low enough. The other part that you mentioned, Abbas, about the crime rate, of course, and Charu Pragya, if you would like to address that, I'll give you enough time. Go ahead, Charu.
Thank you so much. Sir, first of all, I would like to remind you, when you're saying Delhi government is making a profit, before Aam Aadmi Party came into power in Delhi, the debt of Delhi government to the centre was to the tune of 23,000 crore. Today, it has been run up to 35,000 plus crores. So please do not mislead the public by saying Delhi government has enough money. The second point I would like to make is, if you have so much excess money, sir, why are you not installing your promised CCTV cameras across the city? So when you look at security from a woman's point of view, I would definitely feel more secure travelling when there is a CCTV camera. So if you have, forget 1200 crore, if you feel my number isn't correct, 800 crore is a massive enough number already.
Okay, please,
why
one
don't
at
you
a
use
time.
this money for
MC
something better?
MC Abbas, don't interrupt when the other guest is saying. There's no point in this. One second, please. Mr. Abbas,
sir,
please don't interrupt.
I gave you the courtesy of allowing me to speak without interrupting you. Please allow me to finish. Please allow me to finish. I did not.
Look, Mr. Abbas, if you want, hold on, please. So both of you, one second, please. Now, Mr. Abbas, I would like to request you.
Ma'am,
I would like to request you. Oh, no, please. Now, 1 second. I would like to request you to wait for your turn. I'll give both of you opportunities because I have questions for both of you, for Charu and for Abbas. But Charu, here's my question to you, and let's not interrupt each other because the viewers don't get to see or hear what we're saying. Here's the question, Charu. The question here is, when you question the Aam Aadmi Party on CCTV cameras, that is a valid question because they promised so many cameras. I think 1.4 lakh cameras they promised. They still haven't delivered on it. That's a fact. But they also say that there were roadblocks in their way, courtesy the central government. And that could be a political answer. I'm not going into that right now. 1 second. That could be a political answer. I'm not going into that right now. But the question that I want to ask you, and those who are criticizing it really, is that if you use the example of a poll freebie for this particular proposal, how is it any different when the shoe's on the other foot? In other words, Charu, there are critics today who say that on the eve of elections, the Prime Minister announced tweaks to the PM Kisan Yojana. Those were also doles in some people's eyes. Those are also freebies. So if the BJP does it, it's fine. If the Aam Aadmi Party tries to copy that, then, well, it's not.
Yeah, thank you for that question, Athar. And in fact, I'm glad you asked me this. Working for Kisans, working for farmers in India has been one of the main priorities of the BJP government 5 years ago also and today also. So this has come in a series of decisions which were taken to empower the farmers of India. It wasn't a one-off decision dropped from the sky overnight trying to win over voters. Moreover, that decision does not distinguish between farmers on the basis of their gender, their religion and their caste. I think what is being done by the Aam Aadmi Party repeatedly is some form of appeasement politics for the other. 96% of their election promises have not been fulfilled. 96% is a very big number.
I need to take a short break. I need to take a short break at this point. MC Abbas will get. I will give you the chance. Can you please listen to me, Abbas? Can you please hold on for a second? I have to take a short break. When I come back, you'll be the first one to answer all these questions. But give me a short amount of time. I have to take a short break. Commercial considerations. When we come back, Abbas can reply to Charu Pragya's points. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. We are back with News Night. Charu Pragya and MC Abbas on the show. As promised, Abbas, you get your 1 full minute to respond to Charu Pragya's pointers. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Athar. I must say you've been very, very kind and fair. Thank you. To the point which Charu Pragya raised, let me also tell you, agrarian crisis, suicide of all our farmers were on the peak, whereas our Prime Minister and the governments had all the time to meet and greet with the Bollywood celebrities, but the farmers who marched in Delhi were not even addressed to by the Prime Minister. So it's a very, now we know who's dropping the Kisan Yojana all the way from the sky just before the elections and during their manifesto. Here, before the 6 to 8 months, Arvind Kejriwal ji is out there to do something for women empowerment, out there for women's safety, so that they can use the metro rides or the bus rides and question on those. अरे करें तो करें क्या? Tell me. आप करें तो प्यार, हम करें तो वार. कुछ अच्छा भी करो तो भी प्रॉब्लम, कुछ भी नहीं करो तो भी प्रॉब्लम. आपकी सरकार कुछ भी नहीं करती है. हिंदू वोट्स को कंसोलिडेट करके फिर पावर में आती है, नेशनलिज्म की बात करती है, वो सब ठीक है. But when we come out there and want to do some good work, do something rightfully done, any kind of a jumlebazi, is this what your government comes into?
That's a refrain.
I'm sorry, ma'am, kuch acha kam ho raha hai. Aapke paas privilege hai. You have the privilege, but there are enough women who don't have the privilege.
Okay, point taken.
But let me tell you, as a woman today, मुझे चाहिए सम्मान और मुझे चाहिए सुरक्षा. मुझे भीख और खैरात नहीं चाहिए. Make trains safer for my travel. Make buses safer for my travel. Make streets safer for my travel. Do not try and give me handouts and pretend you're empowering me. This is not empowering. I am very connected to the ground.
One important question.
I am very connected to the ground.
Charu Abbas, here's a question that has been bugging me throughout the day today. All right, calm down. Abbas, calm down.
I am very calmly giving you a logical answer. Maybe you should introspect.
All right. Please allow me now to ask a question that's been bugging me the whole day. Abbas, please.
Such a statement.
Abbas, please calm down. Let me ask a question. Charu Pragya, this question has been bugging me the whole day. I mean, I could be wrong. You can feel free to, disagree with me, and that's all right on this show. The fact that the BJP, and not just the BJP, we spoke to women activists today as well, primarily women activists, many of whom are against this idea and echoed your views, very similar to your views, suggesting that we don't need doles, we don't need freebies, we can empower ourselves, just make sure the environment is such. But is there only one way to look at women empowerment or gender justice? Your way of looking at things might not be the same for somebody who lives, like I mentioned, in an area in Loni perhaps, or Buradi for example, lower stratas of society where the opportunities are not as many or as much. They're not as free to go and go wherever they want as freely as perhaps you and I might be. My point is here, Charu Pragya, that if the Arvind Kejriwal-led Aam Aadmi Party says this is just a first incremental steps in making the environment that will make women feel safer in public transport in Delhi, then why shoot down the idea? Give them a chance at least.
Athar, tell me, does a free ticket make any woman feel safe? I don't understand this logic of the Aam Aadmi Party. I honestly don't understand it.
It's not that simple. Charu,
the second point I want to make is, when you are looking at empowering a section of society, empower the disabled, empower the old, empower the students, empower those poor people, men or women, who cannot afford to travel on their own. Why don't you look at this from a more holistic point of view? Aam Aadmi Party is a government which has been making a big hue and cry about not having any money. Till date, last 4 years, every day they have complained and said they have no money. Overnight, they have excess money. Sir, I want to question you. Day before yesterday, you were complaining you have no money. Your chief person, Arvind Kejriwal ji, makes a statement. It says, we are a very small plant. Nurture us, water us, allow us to grow, allow us to flourish. What sort of statements are these, sir? And then after that, you come up with this response. It only means you're playing at the vote
Abbas,
bank.
respond to this.
Let me come in. So what I'd like to respond here is, Aam Aadmi Party is one of those government, after say a KCR government in Telangana, which is performed excellently well in terms of the mohalla clinics, and also the government schools have been revolutionary, have been top notch. Also coming to the point, ma'am, you're very privileged, you're very respected, ma'am. You can give up your subsidy. This is for the low strata women when they travel in private cabs or so on and so forth. There is a chance the crimes against women are much higher. Whereas in a metro and the buses, women feel a lot more safer, let me tell you. And this is only and only for those women who are from the lower strata, like Athar mentioned.
But Abbas, here's a question, here's a counter question to you.
The rest of them can
allow me to ask you another counter question here. There's a difference between feeling safe and actually being safe. Is it very incremental in nature just to say that by reclaiming public spaces, and this will obviously enable many women to reclaim public spaces, feeling safe is one thing, being safe is another? Isn't that somewhat of a chasm in between that the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to taper over?
No, and Athar, can I just add one more question to that?
You can add a question.
Wait, Charu, this question is for me, Charu.
Okay, I'm sure.
This question is for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charu. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to tell you is, Athar, you are absolutely right. Feeling safe is very important. Even more significant is being safe. When they feel safe, how do they feel safe or be safe? I will tell you. If you've seen the history of all the crimes against women which have taken place, When it comes to public transport, the percentage is negligible.
All right, so you're basing this on the idea that women will reclaim public spaces. I'm short in time here, so I'll give the last word to Charu. Charu, make it very quick, please, under 30 seconds.
Thank you so much, Athar. Abbas ji, I would like to tell you that all the facts and figures Aam Aadmi Party has been throwing around are fake. Even when you talk about education, when you talk about security, when you talk about deliverance, none of it has happened. The number of students studying in government schools in Delhi has steadily gone out since you have come into power. The result has deteriorated. It has gone down all the way. So when you talk of security today and delivering on any fake promise that you make, it doesn't go down well with the public because it's not backed by substance.
I'm out of time completely. Charu Pragya, always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. MC Abbas, thank you for joining us as well. This is a big story. We'll see a lot more of it in the coming days. That was News Night. I've been Athar Khan. Thank you for joining us.